Hello, everybody. This is Lance Danger, and this is day 68 of 100 Days of Making Comics version 4. And here I am, as you can hopefully see right now. I was able to fix most of my problems with the PC and the laptop. Right now, I'm on the laptop trying to see if things go well. I was able to get the printer scanner to start working on both the PC and the laptop, so I was finally able to scan everything, all the pages that I've been working on, onto the laptop so I can finally start coloring it. And in case you're wondering what the background noise is for this episode, it's actually the movie Bring It On Netflix. I know, probably the last movie you would expect to hear in the background. I've always been a fan of Kirsten Dunst. I actually really liked Bring It On. Call it a guilty pleasure, call it whatever. I just think it's kind of funny in a shut your brain off kind of way. So yeah, I guess you'll see a little bit of my coloring process now. I color in channels on Photoshop. It's almost like coloring in layers, except that it is far less strenuous on your hard disk on your PC or laptop. It uses far less resources. So I just do flats and rendering on channels. So yeah, as I mentioned in the previous episode yesterday, I have a broken ring finger on my left hand, and it's been kind of driving me a little crazy because I believe I mentioned it, but even though I am right-handed in terms of drawing and writing and whatnot, like a lot of like the everyday regular tasks and such, I actually usually do it with my left hand, so I've been feeling very off balance. I've been feeling like I've been doing everything backwards since I have to do like absolutely everything with my right hand right now. And I still haven't been able to go to my primary doctor to go and get the referral to the orthopedist to take a look at my hand to determine if it needs any further treatment in terms of like getting it getting pins in it or whatever. But judging from what the initial doctor from urgent care said after reviewing the x-rays, it looked like a pretty clean break on my ring finger. It wasn't on any of the joints, so it should be healing in about 4 to 8 weeks. But I still need to see an orthopedist to double check, and of course to see if it's right now healing in the proper way that it should be. So yeah, it's been mostly going to school with this splint on and doing most everything with my right hand. At least it's not like last year that I had a fracture on my right hand, and I'm majoring in fine arts, so that was very challenging. Not that this is not, because I'm like doing this in an awkward position, keeping my left hand elevated, of course. and it's still sore. I iced it down a little while ago, and that helps. I've been using the instant cold packs that they actually have a little tiny bit of liquid nitrogen in it. Hello, Kirsten Dunst. Don't judge me. Anyway, um, wow, she always makes me lose my train of thought. Anyway, yeah, it has a little bit of liquid nitrogen in those instant ice packs, so that helps. And of course, taking Advil for the time being. And it also helps with my right hand because my right hand, especially now that it's getting colder, since it had that fracture last year, sometimes my hand gets a little sore and a little bit swollen, especially if I work a little too much, a little too hard on stuff. I'm actually getting a still physical therapy on my right hand, so this 100 days of making comics challenge version 4 has become even more of a challenge, but as the title of the movie says, bring it on. Like I was considering maybe quitting the challenge and whatnot, and Inktober and all that, which I had started, but I'm just going to like take it one thing at a time, one project at a time, see how everything holds up. Thankfully, I was in the final stages of getting my PC and my laptop to be working again, so at least I don't have to worry about too much about that right now. And yeah, in case you see that I'm putting like crazy colors here right now, it's pretty intentional. I'm just doing this to just block out every major part here. Do, do, do. Sometimes I think Kirsten does this a little bit underrated as an actress. I know something again random to talk about, but that's just my opinion. I think probably my favorite movie with her is actually Wimbledon. That was actually a very nice movie. I'm usually a sucker for sports movies anyway, so yeah, and I'm a fan of tennis as well, so that was fun. The problem with movies like these, like Bring It On, is like a lot of these movies were alike back then in the early 2000s. If I'm not mistaken, this was before she was cast as Mary Jane in Spider-Man. Which reminds me, I have not watched the TV series Fargo yet. I'm very curious to watch it. Yes. Well, I like the movie itself fine enough, and I know it has nothing to do with the movie. And actually, last year, I was able to go to like this conversation that most of the cast of the TV series Fargo were doing live, and I actually saw her in person, and they were talking about the TV series and whatnot. She cracked a Spidey joke at one point. That was very cool. So yeah, even though I'm coloring right now, I'm laying down the flats for page 11 from chapter 22 of my webcomic, Fred Pearson, the Mighty Warlord. I've actually drawn pages up until part of chapter 23 already. So again, it's not that I really haven't been working on my comic and whatnot. I just haven't been able to do much aside from the traditional aspect of penciling and inking it and all that. So yeah, that's pretty much is my plan right now. I am going to do things at a bit of a slower pace that I usually do. Here we go. Just making sure that I get all those blocks, those colors blocked in nicely for when I start filling in the color and start later on the rendering. I don't have any mistakes or like accidental like white streaks or odd streaks of color that don't belong. One day I might do like a full real-time video of my coloring process if anyone's ever like interested in it. I don't know. But yeah, I absolutely cannot wait to finish this particular chapter. It's taking me so long to do it. It has literally taken me years to finish this chapter, and again, not because I'm not doing the work, but it's because a lot of stuff has been happening over the last couple of years, whether it be like technical malfunctions or just physical ailments that randomly start happening, like as I mentioned previous in the previous video, like for the second year in a row I have fractured a bone and one hand or the other now and that's definitely like setting me back big time in many ways, but I'm really fighting to just do this and not like have this bring me down. I definitely want to keep the momentum going. Like again, like I did consider just taking a break from drawing and whatnot because it was a bit overwhelming for me on a personal level that I've been gaining a lot of momentum and feeling like I'm finally getting like some stuff going and progressing, and then this happens. I don't even remember if I went into detail of how it happened that I fractured my ring finger the day before yesterday or yesterday. I don't even know. Like I haven't really been sleeping well, so my concept of time has been pretty messed up. There we go. Okay. Just kind of want to record up until the point where I at least blocked off the majority of the big pieces of the comic of this page. So yeah, this particular storyline has taken me like maybe the better part of 5 years now, give or take. And the comic in August turned 10 years old, so again, I really want to finish this storyline already. And there you go, that's pretty much, you get kind of the idea of how I do it, I guess, right now. Like, I block off all the major spots first, like I did here, then I'll eventually do that in this panel, and all that good stuff, and then I go into actually separating everything by the actual color that it is, and once I have the two-dimensional flats of the colors that should go on every character and the background, that's when I start rendering stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much my process for that. And I think I'm going to cut this video here now because I don't want these videos to run too long. Like a lot of my recent videos have been running pretty long, and I don't want it to be like a whole marathon thing. Hopefully, if the PC and the laptop continue to run well like it has, since yesterday, since I've been able to reinstall many things. Hopefully for Halloween, I'm thinking about for Halloween night, yes, do like a horror movie streaming, which should be fun because it's, as I mentioned in the previous video, I have a ton of public domain horror movies, like old school classic horror movies. And I was just like thinking about doing like one movie at midnight, Sunday night, I believe, because I believe that Halloween is on Monday. So just like as soon as it strikes midnight on Sunday, like live stream a horror movie, one of those classic public domain old school horror movies, and then Monday night, like around 10-ish, 10:30-ish, like close out Halloween night with another horror movie stream. Hopefully, if if I'm not like hopped up on pain medication by then or something. Actually, I haven't been taking pain medication. I've just been icing the my hand down with those instant ice packs and whatnot, and every now and then taking like Advil. I don't want to really take painkillers. First of all, I really don't like them that much, to be honest. The times that I've had major injuries, I've rarely ever taken them. And also, right now, I'm about to start midterm at school. I want to catch up on my webcomic. I want to keep doing the hundreds. I want to finish Inktober because last year I couldn't really finish it on time because of the fracture on my right hand. But I'm thinking maybe I'm going to have to hold off on Inktober again because of the combination of the time constraint and my left hand getting a fracture this time on my ring finger. I honestly don't even recall if I explained how it happened. If I didn't, like, I guess I'll explain in the next video how it happened. The long story short, once again, it was an incident in the subway of too many people just being careless and randomly running around, and yeah, pretty much that. That's what it boils down to in the end. But anyway, again, I'm going to cut this video off here. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Hopefully tomorrow I'll make another video. I don't know if it will be like another one, like me doing like the flats and scanning stuff in, or maybe recording doing the pencil artwork or something, or maybe even the lettering a page or something. I don't know. I'll see what I'll come up with. But in the meantime, this is day 68. It's been another flawless victory. And even though I am fractured right now, I am not broken. Thanks for watching, guys.